to confirm the new recording. And I'm going to dig into it, Tara, because if you want to be entrepreneur, I would love you to describe success in entrepreneur world. So in business, right? What success in business means to you?
I suppose just keeping a level head. Like I suppose I'm starting the process now, and it has been quite stressful. I suppose keeping a level head, keep being positive, and kind of reassuring yourself that you're capable of doing it. I suppose once I keep a level head, I suppose that's success, and then obviously growing as I can, like constantly growing and learning as I go on. Yeah.
Brilliant, perfect. Wouldn't you say that the business goal, business success, it really ties up with the personal one, isn't it?
Yeah.
This
So
is
like
really important.
like I have a name to, obviously I want to start my first business, then I want to sell that business on, then I want to go to the next business, and that to me will be success.
That's brilliant. That is pure success you're describing. Lovely. Eugene, did you want to speak to us? Thank you for sharing, Tara.
I suppose the same, setting up a business and hopefully have multiple ones then at the end of it, or that's what I'd like to do anyway, set up personal training business and hopefully it takes off.
Brilliant. Not hope. Okay, we get into the mindset. No hoping or wishing. That doesn't give you results, all right?
Yeah.
We believe in the success, but I love it. I really love it. And thank you, Eugene, for sharing. Okay,
No problem.
guys, so I'm going to ask you actually to put into the chat, number 1, if you are already in business, and number 2, if you are planning to go to the business. If you're still working 9 to 5 and you're planning to go to the business. I'm just going to see who actually I am speaking to today. Okay, self-employed for 3 years. Beautiful, love it. With a success, Robert, with a big success, or you still kind of in a grow phase?
No, successful enough. I mean, I'm holding my own. The first sort of, I suppose, 2 years were the hardest. This year seems to be sort of, momentum,
Brilliant. And you know what? I love it. There's 5 years in business, 3 years, 5 years, and you still, guys, craving for more. You still want to learn, and you still want to, check different routes, I suppose, different points of view and perceptions, which is super important if you really want to grow and if you want to help people. I truly believe if we go into business by ourselves, we have a mission on this world. First of all, you want to help yourself and people all around you. Is it your family first? Is it your clients? I truly believe we all there. I'm just gonna keep checking the chat just for one more second. There's number 2. Where is the ones? Where is number 1s? Perfect. Self-employed, plan, set up business, business train. A lot of people at the moment not paid for it. Brilliant. We get onto that mindset, successful mindset. I love it, guys. I'm so grateful that you are so sharing, so open and sharing with me all those things. I really appreciate that. Okay, so a little bit more about me. So I am in 3 days a week in the office. Perfect. Brilliant. I am entrepreneur since 2017, very successful. I call myself very successful, and I love that success means something else for everyone, right? For me personally, success means to be able to do wherever I want, whenever I want, if that makes sense. This is for me creation of freedom, financial and time freedom, which of course one goes beside the other, and it cannot be any other way, right? I find myself very, very successful. I'm not yet there where I want to be because the vision is growing as I am growing. And I am also a huge believer in that if we're not growing, we die. Nothing stays still in this world. Everything vibrates, and we are part of the nature. We cannot be still. So either we're going up or we're going down. If we are limbo at some stages of our lives, that's fine too. We just need to get clear on what we want. And as I said, I am a very successful entrepreneur so far, switching to a second business now from having my own personal well-being studio in Galway. I believe most of you anyway, be from Galway with it. Switching now for a life coaching, business mentoring, and all that lovely mindset thing that I'm gonna give you a little bit of taste today. So first and foremost, I really want to thank you guys for showing up, because next hour is opportunity for you to take a different direction in your business, in your life, or if you go in the right direction, to really, really skyrocket. Do a quantum leap, as we call it, okay? Take a leap. However, it will give you nothing if you're not implementing things that you're going to learn. You can spend next hour, listen to it, be excited, maybe, not an yes, oh, that makes sense, or it doesn't, whatever. You can be very excited and have nothing, just a waste of your time. So I highly recommend you to get your pens and papers, take some notes, and of course you will receive the recording, which will be highly recommended for you to watch it again and again. Why? Because our mind is tricky. And if you watch a movie 3 times, you see different things. When you watch this webinar or any other lessons 3 times, you will see different things. And nothing changes in the movie or in the webinar. You change, because every single day you are growing. Every single day. But it's up to you to either allow life to take you for a ride, as we call it, or take a driver's seat. Because change will always happen. Eugene, can you just mute yourself, please? If you don't mind. Thank you very much. Now, so who wants to take a driver's seat of your lives, guys? Number 1 into the chat. Woo! Let's rock it. You can see I'm quite energized on Sunday mornings. But listen, life is to be happy on the end of the day. I also truly believe that everyone has a little part of their success, the same definition, which is being happy, being energized, being fulfilled, right? Like, what life is without happiness? It's nothing. It's literally nothing. And let's chat about very important thing that makes us happy, right? Because that's part of success. It's integration, it's balance, it's working on yourself on 3 planes every single day. Loads of us here be personal trainers or fitness trainers, right? You probably talk a lot about self-discipline, and this is amazing, and I've been there, and I've been very disciplined. However, the discipline starts in your mind. If you cannot discipline your thoughts, you will not discipline your actions. You know this. If you allow that ball rolling, right, of your negative thoughts of, look at, I start tomorrow, I do it tomorrow, in your personal life or in your business, you will not discipline your actions. You have to drill into your minds, guys, what you want to drill in, what your success look like. And this is a first step of any success, guys. What do you want? We can describe success as being happy, I have a happy family, or this and that. Be specific. What does that mean to you? Step 1, clarity. Clarity in your vision, guys. You will go nowhere if you don't know where you're going. If you don't know exactly where you're going, any road will do for you, right? So you have to really now imagine your mind being actually like sat-nav in your car. This is one of your mental faculties, which I call, you have set of tools in your mind. One of those tools, right? It's your imagination. You have to start dreaming. You have to start dreaming big and start creating the vision. Now, and back to your mind being sat nav for you. Imagine you sitting in the car right now, right? And put in your address. You want to go visit your friend, and you put only a street into the sat nav. Do you think your car will bring you straight, or your sat nav will bring you straight to the address, to the house of your friend? Of course not. You have to put in the number of the house, right? So you have to be very specific with your vision. You need to know how much money do you want to earn? How many people do you want to help? Wherever you want to do it, your way, however, very specific. You really need to drill that into your mind. I've made that mistake. I've been very successful to the extent that in my first business, on the beginning of my first business, that I could go on holidays twice a year. I had enough to pay my bills, and that's it. But if my car broke down, I wouldn't have money. But that was my success, because my heart was, I want to help people. I didn't know how many people I want to help. I was helping 10 people and I was happy. You know, life wasn't bad. Like, you know, the question is, do you want not too bad life, or you want amazing life, the life that you actually want to live, and make sure that the legacy you want to create for your family and the security for yourself, for your close ones, is there, right? So anyway, you put in the address into your sat nav, right? So you say, okay, I want 10 clients. Let's begin on the first month of your business, let's say, right? I want this, I want to do that, blah, blah, blah. What happened next? Is your car driving? Is your car going there? No, of course not. You have to press the accelerator, right? So it's not only about thinking of your goals. This is a common mistake with, and I'm also a yoga teacher, right? And I've been in that stage as well. So believe me, I went through loads of things in my business that I was manifesting, I was focusing, but I was sitting and not taking action. I was missing a piece, which I will tell you today about, which was huge for me. And I come across many entrepreneurs that missing that piece, right? So I was thinking, okay, so I have it. I have in my imagination, I can imagine the big goals, and, you know, I'm kind of driven wherever. One piece was missing. So if you're not pressing the foot on the accelerator, your car won't go, and you won't go nowhere, right? You can be thinking and thinking, and you can be going from webinar to webinar, and you can be watching YouTube video after YouTube video, been there and done that. Reading book after book, no results, right? So what you need to do, you press the foot, you go, and well, there is little confusion. Oh, is it showing me, should I go take or right or left? Do you know that feeling, guys? Not your head, if you know that feeling. It's like, oh, is it actually right or left? Like, you know, when you're just about to leave a spot. So you take right. It's like, crap. I have to turn around, right? I'm supposed to take a left. What do you do? And this is your first failure. You will fail. You will fail. I tell you that right now. Get used to it. And it's fine. It's fine. It's the perception that makes a failure. It's not you. What do? Do you sit in the car and you cry? It's like, Jesus, I will go nowhere now. No, you just turn around and you go back and you go again, right? And that's what you want to do in your business. Of course, in the business, you sit down, take a pen and paper, and you learn the lesson. What have I done? Why did that happen? How can I do it differently? What's my learning? You have to do the work. And this is the work for many entrepreneurs, been there, that doesn't want to do, especially if we are in the fitness industry, kind of do, right? And we're not thinking business. It's like, okay, yeah, wherever, next. After next and next, if you're not checking on what you have done, how can you do things differently? You'll keep failing. You have to learn from those failures. I don't even like the word anymore, but it's easy to use, right? So you go in, and what happens? Your sat nav is just telling you, next left, take a next right, right? And you go in and you're following, but you don't know exactly what turn you need to take in 100 meters or 300 meters. You don't. And it's the same with your business. People are afraid because they want to know everything straight away. But we don't, we will never know, right? We will not know if the road is closed somewhere and we need to take different route. And you have, that's another tool in your mind, in your own mind. It's your intuition. You have to have that intuition. You have to, and me saying that you have to have it, you have it. You just need to be connected to it. You need to trust it. You need to trust it. Now, who is with me on that? Now, this can be a completely new idea for you. It doesn't have to. We are living on three planes. We are living on spiritual plane, intellectual, and physical. So basically, we are spiritual beings in a physical body that have intellect. Who is with me on that? Does it make any sense to you? Give me a hand up, either virtual or a regular hand. Yes, perfect. Okay, there is few that agrees with me. Yes, if you let that idea grow, it will make sense, and hopefully I can explain that to you what I mean a little bit better. So what happens with the intellect, right? With the mind, as we call it. Yes, two hands, love it. This is the set of those tools that we have that no other creature on this earth has, right? So let's say you have your senses. You can smell, you can taste, you can touch, right? A couple others. Your dog can too, right? So what's the difference between you and your pet? It's the mind and the tools that you have in us, like your intuition, like your imagination. There is a couple more that we're going to touch on today. Your perception, we already touched on perception, right? Of failure, for example, right? There is another one. There is reasoning, ability to think. This is huge. And as I said, I don't know that I say it actually already, kinda, thinking is not easy for most of us. It's not. If you look at your past, you were not thinking much. Your parents told you first what to do. You were watching for enough. You were learning by watching. And what you've seen in the past, in your childhood, made you right now. If you didn't think of what you really want in life, you might be following a pattern of your family, a pattern that you've watched before. This comes down all to your beliefs. In business, in life as well, but let's focus on business. This is huge. If you don't think of, what do I really think of business? Business equals money, right? You might have a rough way to go. I'll be honest with you. Been there. If you don't really know what you deep down in your subconscious mind, in your heart, think about business. I watch pattern in my family, my mom failing business after business. And as a little girl, watching her doing that, seeing her struggling with money, even, I'm not saying there was no money in my family, there were money in my family, like, average. However, she was keep sticking with that pattern that there was loads of money, there was no money, there was loads, there was none, right? So in my mind, that was the pattern I needed to follow, because your mind doesn't care what you do. Your mind is there to be safe in a comfort zone, right? We all know this. No one likes changes. Your mind doesn't like changes, but you don't even know, if you haven't think of it, what is your comfort zone? Your comfort zone can be as easily being poor or having enough for bills. It's fine. The question is, do you want that? Do you want to have enough for your bills only, or do you want to travel? Or do you want to create a beautiful life for your kids, maybe send them to private schools? Thinking is the key. Asking yourself questions. Now, this is your intellectual part. I'm gonna show you that spiritual part is not I'm not talking God now, don't get me wrong. If you want to hear a God, you hear God. If you want to hear universe, you hear universe. Whatever resonates with you. For me, spiritual part of us is to have that vision, because that vision exists in a spiritual world, but you need to be connected to it. You need to feel it. That's your connection with the spiritual world, right? So you believe in things that they don't exist. That's a spiritual part. Don't exist in a physical world. So you might believe in God. You might believe that COVID exists, or you might believe that the world is good or bad. It's your beliefs, but you connect it to something that you cannot see by those beliefs. And I want you to connect to your vision of success, not of failure. Because right now, if you have followed the pattern of what you've seen in the past, you thinking of business, either you can be thinking, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. And it's going to be easy. It's going to be flow. And, you know, things going to happen for me as they always do. I had a little belief since I was a child. I'm very lucky that everything always works out for me. Thankfully, I have no idea who planned that in my mind, but I'm so grateful for it. Someone else can have a belief that all the worst things happen to me, always, right? If you're saying that, change it right now, because your beliefs create your reality. Your personality is your personal reality, your own personality. So this is perception, right? And again, I can tell you simple examples, right? One thing it can be, friend recently told me one thing about COVID, right? I said, listen, COVID to some people was the end of the world. To others, they made millions on it. It's the same situation. So things are not as things are. Things are as you are. Remember this, right? Friend of mine recently told me, oh my God, and she is in a health industry, right? COVID was so great because she never liked hugs. Just from this simple point, she never liked hugs because of wherever her abusive, childhood. And she said, now I have ability to actually say to people no, because she's a very good-hearted woman and she never wants to hurt anyone by saying, don't hug me. I don't like that. I feel intimidated, right? Now she said, this is the simplest thing. And even that COVID ruined her business, she's going back. She only sees that positive thing because that was her main, for many, many years, a problem in her life. And she'll be fine. She'll be absolutely fantastic with her business because she has the right mindset, because she believes that it doesn't matter. She knows what she wants, she goes after. And she will grow it. Now, so this is perception, guys. This is really important. This is another tool in your mind. Now we have also memory, right? So you think of something, and unfortunately, many of us think of the past, of the bad things that happened in the past. What do you do when you think? Just gonna go in there a little bit deeper. You create pictures, so you create visions. And if you keep thinking of past failures, if you keep thinking what you have heard in the radio, that the recession is coming again, you creating a vision of that. And when you create a vision of that, this goes straight onto your third plane, which is the physical, right? How many of you in your life felt upset, had broken heart, for example, or just been disappointed in yourselves or someone else? Yeah, I think all of us went through the negative emotions, right? At some point in our lives. What your body did, what your physical body did. You crunch, you didn't want to talk to anyone. You sat down on the couch and watched Netflix or wherever that time was. You ate a bag of crisps, feeling even worse and guilty and everything. And you didn't want to get up, even for a week, right? So your physical body expressed the way how you feel. right? Your emotions. But the emotions came from your thoughts. Your thoughts affected your emotions, emotions affected your body. That's why, back to the first sentence, or one of the first sentences I said, discipline of your thoughts is super important. Now, to discipline your thoughts, you have to be thinking. You have to be thinking, oh, you have to be aware, what am I thinking? Why am I feeling like this? If you're feeling not well or fantastic, catch yourself, grab that thought and say, oh, I like it. This makes me happy. I love it. I will keep thinking that more and more. And then when you have not so great mood, grab the thought and say, wow, this doesn't serve me. I don't like feeling like that. How can I replace it? How can I say that? Someone said to me recently, they can't stop the negative thoughts, right? And we're now not talking about being, actually ill at this stage, just on a daily basis, right? Can't stop the negative thoughts. And I say, it's your own mind. Who the heck is in charge of it? Are you, or your mind is in charge of you? You have the power to actually stop those thoughts. You do, if you want to, if you're gonna believe in that. Because if you believe you don't, you don't. And if you believe you do, you do. And if you believe you don't, but you wish you believe you do, create the new belief and accept it. It's as simple as accepting the belief. Now, it might take a time. It might not. It's up to your belief. Now, how do you change your beliefs? How do you change your behaviors in instant? When you emotionally engage in something, or through repetition. As you were a child, you were watching some patterns, you've heard some things being said about money, relationships, and you believed it's true because you've heard that over and over again. If someone told you you're useless, you use it, you think you're useless. And you can be doing all the actions in the world and you will not succeed because you think you're useless anyway. And everything bad happens to you all the time. If you think you're lucky and everything always works out on the end, it always will, right? But emotional engagement in the new belief that you create, it's much faster. So I give you an example. I smoked cigarettes and I didn't like that about myself. Well, it was 2 years ago, but I couldn't give up, right? It's a long story. I smoked for 13 years, I gave up. I was happy out, I get back to the pattern. And I couldn't, I really wanted, my partner didn't smoke and I just hate the smell and everything. I couldn't, literally, I couldn't. That's what I thought, of course. Now, what happened? I had a thought I may be pregnant. The second I thought there is a possibility for me to be pregnant, I didn't even think, as many smokers, and I did previously, in a stressful situation, think of a cigarette, right? Stress, you have a fag, right? In that moment, the idea of growing a life in my tummy, I didn't touch a cigarette for 2 days until I actually been brave enough to take a test. And I was pregnant and I've never smoked again. It was just 1 second, one thought, one feeling that something can be happening like that. I was so emotionally engaged that I will never do anything like that to any human being, to put them at risk of wherever, right? So if you really want to change your belief in instant, you have to get emotionally involved. Now, another, which is probably more common example of emotionally engaged and in instant change in belief, they are negative ones, like death of someone or a big breakup, right? Or COVID. People hit depression like that, the happiest people in the world, right? So you really have to choose. If you want to be the driver, if you're not gonna be going for a ride with life, right? I hate that saying, actually. We'll see what the future holds. No, you create your future. That's the thing. If you believe that, You take in charge. And if things don't go the way that you want, you just sit down and do the work. And you ask yourself, why did that happen? How can I do it differently? What's the lesson? The lessons must be taken, right? Okay, so guys, question for you. I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. It's Sunday, come on. And you tell me how you feeling. What are your thoughts so far? I can see people here falling asleep. I'm joking. Come on, Eugene.
Well, I wrote down a few things of what you were saying about business there. Just wrote down 5 steps, like about, well, I've 3 in so far. But
Yeah.
where you want to go, just say for the first year, start it up, the personal training, just get it up and going. Then for the first year, see how many people I can get into the personal training.
Mhm.
And for the third, then just see could I set up an app. If I was able to get enough people in that first year, see could I set up an app. So the way people know the apps, like you just go into the app. So that's all I had so far. The
Yeah.
3 things brought out.
Absolutely brilliant, guys. That's amazing, Eugene. Congratulations. You are on a definitely good road to your success. Think big. Think big first. See, guys, okay, I'm going to go off the topic, but this is important for business people as well. First, you allow yourself for a week, just flow with that imagination. Just play with it. What if everything was possible? What if there was no money issues, okay? If you could do everything, anything, what would your life look like? Just play with it. It doesn't cost you anything. There is no harm, right? Just vision. Then, remember, that vision is impossible for you. I tell you that much, because your mind is going to say, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're only playing with imagination. But then get your goals. Then get your goals out of the vision. Okay, so if that was really possible, okay, I could live in Bahamas and have my family sorted here and there, like, right? What would be the first steps? The entering the first address you go into, right? The application, having the app, right? Brilliant, fabulous. How many people do I need for that app? Do I need anything else? Is there anyone that can help me with that, right? And believe me, people will show in your life like that. As soon as you need them, as soon as you want them, as soon as you believe in your success. This is how, and I don't say that often, this is how I opened my own first business. I left work, I had 0 money, I've never been a saver before, and I had that belief that money just runs away from me as soon as it comes, right? Not good belief, but my pattern, my mom's pattern, right? Money is loads of money, no money, loads of money, no money. I was giving classes. I was renting out the room. I was giving classes, and I was dreaming of my own studio, and I knew it's not possible, but the thought was there. Long story short, guys, one morning, a friend of mine rang me, said, you know what? I was telling my partner about you, and, I didn't know even her partner. And he's a very successful man. He said, what if I lend Anya some money and she can open her own studio? Oh, she would succeed. She has so much passion. Boom, that will happen. Out of blue. I was actually, that morning, I was in a bad state. I was crying and I was thinking, what have I done? I left the job and I have no money. Boom, I borrowed how much I wanted. People will come if you believe in your success. Yes, you will have the lower days, and that's fine. That's a law of rhythm. There is always up and down. There is always day and night. There is always better and worse days. The difference between successful people and not successful people is how they see the worst days. They know the good ones are coming. They're not crying. When they take the wrong turn, they're not sitting in the car crying and doing nothing. They turn around. They turn around, or they wait for the traffic to pass, wherever. But they still have the belief. Who said it? Was it you, Tara, that you said, you have to ensure in yourself, keep ensuring yourself that you can do it, that you're able to do it, right? You do. You absolutely do, guys. Every single day, no matter what others say. People will, when I was opening my gym, guys, you know what my best friends were telling me? Are you fucking crazy? You never, I'm sorry for languages, we're recording this. Emotions are going there. Apologize. Are you crazy? You never saved any money. You always been kind of struggling, right? And there was a gym on every single corner. And I was so in spirit, we call it, inspired, being in spirit of the future, right? So I had a vision and I wanted to help all those people. I was like, it doesn't matter. They will find me because people will find you and my future find me. If you create the right pictures. But back to the memory, guys. If you keep, there is Alice in Wonderland. Now it's very, very popular nowadays. The Queen says something what I loved. She says to Alice at some point, memory is useless if you can only remember things that happened already. So I encourage you today to create your memories that didn't happen yet. So if you create a memories, so it's your vision, right? If you create the success in your mind first and you see those pictures, you will be driven. On a daily basis, I help driven people actually to achieve success with calmness in their mind. Because I believe that burnouts running around like a headless chicken is pointless at this stage. And I look at your faces, guys, and no offense, you're not 20s, okay? Most of us are not your 20s anymore. So you may have been working hard until now, but it's time to actually have the success with ease and joy and flow. You don't want your time to fly. You know, when you go to work and, you know, and you're working on your business, you say, oh, the time flies. You don't want the time to fly. You want it to flow. This is one question you need to ask yourself on the beginning of your business. What would I love? What I enjoy the most in my business doing? You enjoy creating the app, create the app. If you don't enjoy it, find someone to do it for you. You have no money, money will come. If you believe that will come, but you have to be doing, you have to be working. The physical plane has to be in line in the two above. You have to be doing things. You cannot be sitting on your bum and thinking, you know, oh, they will show up. Anya said it to me, they will show up. No. You're still doing your bit, okay? But when you are integrated with your vision and with your thoughts, you have to ask yourself questions. Action will be, oh my God, such an easy piece. Such an easy piece, because you will be inspired, not only for an hour of a webinar, but every single day. And that's what the meditation, visualization comes along. All those bits and pieces that seemed to me about 10 years ago, and truly believe me, if you met me 10 years ago, maybe even 7, I would be, maybe 10 actually. Just time flows. And I'll be smoking another cigarette, opening another beer, and if someone told me about meditation or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Now I have experienced this too. This is huge. Visualization. What you see in your mind, it will happen in your physical world, because this is in order. Your mind first and then your physical, right? This is in order. Guys, anyway, anyone else would like to share? Because I know I love talking to Eugene and Tara. This is amazing. But guys, maybe is there anyone else who have written a question or anything? Or guys, if you, Eugene and Tara, want to share as well, again, I'll be pleased. Go on.
I ask a question, or just, I think it's, you know, I think it's difficult. I don't know whether it's an Irish thing or I don't know. Like I'm in my 50s, and it's, you're sort of brought up to, as you said a while ago, maybe you have enough money for the bills and don't be kind of aiming big, you know. You have enough money for the bills, you have enough money for this, and I think sometimes it's hard to visualize or get past that. Sort of, there's this Irish thing about having notions, you know, and like what I find hard is, why should I believe in myself, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I would find difficult. Like, why should why should I believe that I can do it, you know? Yeah. That's kind of something that I would struggle with. So
this is very good. This is so good. You asking wrong questions. You asking wrong questions. Why shouldn't you believe?
Yeah, I know, you see, yeah.
Yeah. And this is a perfect example, guys. And you know what? If you haven't made it in your 40s, you can make it in your 50s and 60s. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. Now, environment, people you're surrounded by, this is very important if you are changing path like that as well. Sometimes you need to leave people behind, and no offense, but you have to be surrounded by people that you want to become one day, right? So if you want to believe in yourself, you have to find people that believe in themselves. And if the question showed up in your head, why should I believe in yourself? I would dig in and find who put doubt onto your abilities in your mind and give it to them. That's their doubt. That's their doubt. Now, you, Christine, give me a one success in your life that you have achieved that you are proud of. Oh, you muted, sorry.
No, it's okay. I suppose for myself, I was like 44 when I, took an interest in the gym, and from that now I compete in kettlebell sport and I love it. And I suppose for me, like, I have a small bit of success in that. I'm not talking about medals, but it's just my mind has changed and everything has changed. As you said, people have been left behind, as in friends that, just that you grow away from. Like, I just have a lot of friends now that believe in the same things. So for me, that is success, that I have kind of changed my life, around a small bit. So I suppose that would be something.
And what feelings that success, when you think of it, what feelings it brings to your heart?
I'm delighted, I suppose, and proud that I can say that, age is only a number, and I just feel I'm a strong believer in that age is only a number, and it's never too late to start something new or to learn. I have gone to college before by night and by working full time and did other things, but this is my first time doing something, I suppose, for me, that at this age that I really want to do. I want to teach Pilates and kind of focus on that. So
congratulations.
I'm happy, like, that I have, that I'm actually going to do it at this age.
Absolutely, congratulations. And guys, can you put your hands up and give her a big clap? Give her a huge hand. Christine, this is it. This is your proof you are capable of doing anything you want. The question is, instead of asking yourself, why should I, or can I, or whatever, ask yourself, what do I want? That's it. And anytime you have a doubt, bring yourself back to that success. I truly believe me, if you close your eyes and you imagine one piece of your life, one moment that you felt super proud of yourself, super successful, it will bring those emotions and you will step into the next task with that feeling. Guys, million times I've imagined on my worst days when I was standing on the middle of my studio and I cried saying, I don't believe that happened. I am so proud of myself. And I built it with my own hands as well, because I want to save money. That's the truth. I didn't know the laws yet, right? I didn't know things, and I still made it. And that feeling, it just gave me the power. It gave me the power. And you have, guys, successes, every single person like that. And it doesn't matter if it's a success in business, in personal life. You have helped a friend and you felt good about yourself. You felt like you are on the top. And that feeling you want to bring. There is things, guys. Thank you so much for sharing, Christine. And absolutely, you are a rock woman, I tell you. Yeah. You can do anything, anytime. Guys, any other thoughts? Because I'm going to move on. I think we are getting short on time. And I know, profit. Always
one thing I just want to just sort of say to people is that it doesn't matter how ready you are, you'll never, you always have to overcome resistance. Because resistance is always there. You want to do something, but you still have to go out and do it, which is the hard bit.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. And Robert, thanks for saying that, because you just have to go and do it. You just have to do it. However, I'm going to adopt a little bit of piece here. Actually, again, the outcome of all your action, physical action that you go and do it, is determined on what you think. Because if you are in, and so many people does this mistake, and I've done it, going into the business and thinking, oh, what if I fail? What if the clients won't home? What if the worst happens? And what if not? Why can we not think? And this is Irish thing, this is Polish thing, this is most generation things, guys, that we see failure first because our mind is there to protect us. And it's like, it's better here, we know it, it doesn't matter, even if it's not good, it's okay, because we know how to deal with that, you know? No, what if you could have anything you want? Imagine those things, see it, have fun with it. Now, the first characteristic of a successful person is desire. And do you think successful people have desire and they think, oh, what if I fail? Of course not. Why successful people? You don't hear it, guys. We don't hear it, but every successful person had a million tries before they succeeded. What kept them going? The vision. Vision kept them going. And it doesn't matter if it's a vision of successful business. I truly believe that we should set always two types of goals, personal and professional. Money will do nothing for you. And I love money, don't get me wrong, but it will not drive you as much as would drive the personal goals will drive you. Like being able to go on holidays with your family, being able to provide the best life possible for your kids, you know, new car, new things. Money itself, it's only dirty pieces of paper, let's face it, right? The experiences that we want, that's what drives us. So imagine those things, not the money itself. Come on, Eugene, I see you want to say something.
No,
No?
no, sorry.
Just like to keep yourself unmuted, good man. Okay, so you know what, I'll be slowly and surely summarizing, and I will ask you, I give you 5 minutes if anyone else would like to ask or something, or say something. Okay, as simple as, and of course there is loads to it, right? Loads of questions that you need to ask yourself when you want to grow successful business. But I'm going to give you the 3 simple steps that you want to focus on to begin. Now, first, vision. Build a vision. What would you love in your life? Personally, professionally. What would you love? Details. The second step is clarity. Sorry. Clarity. Now, vision is your spiritual plane. Clarity is your intellectual plane. You ask yourself questions, right? First question, and I'm not saying you have to go by that straight away. No, it will come in time, but this is your beginning. The first question is, what makes me the happiest? What gives me the biggest joy in my business? What is the thing that you could do all day long and time will flow, not fly, it will flow, right? Ask yourself question, what business would I love create? How many hours a day do I want to work? And I'm not saying you're going to work 4 hours because you want to work 4 hours. You won't, not on the beginning. But we're creating the vision, not the goals. That's the difference, okay? So how many hours would I love to work when everything goes according to the plan? You can ask yourself how many clients, what facility you would love to do, or would you like to be full-time online? Would you have any employees? Would you like to grow a team? And again, it's not that you're doing it first, it's the vision, creation of the vision, right? Then you're going to pull out the goals. But that's subject for a different time. What else? Question like, what am I focusing when you come across obstacle? Am I focusing on a problem or solution? Big thing with successful people and not successful people. Successful people focusing on solution. They always see good in everything. You forget the rest. No point. There's no point. You just move on. Simple as. You have to overcome the resistance, yes. But you focus on the good, right? Now, what else? I'm just looking through the questions here. What would be the most? That's the good one, guys. Am I taking responsibility? Or am I blaming everyone else and everything else around me? Your life is your responsibility. Now, if you have kids, their lives are your responsibility for now, right? But you want to show them how to take responsibility, how to even apologize to your kids, to your friends, to anyone, if you know you were wrong. It's your actions that are created by your feelings and by your thoughts, right? Remember, this got me once, right? I give you that, the snowball. When you stand on the top of the mountain, imagine that snowball is your thoughts. Whatever you put into that snowball, positive or negative, it doesn't matter, and you throw the snowball down the hill, it will get into the speed and it will get bigger and bigger. So it's up to you to choose those thoughts. Do you want to grow the positive thoughts or negative thoughts? Positive thinking, guys. It's not thinking, oh, it's beautiful, and be grateful. Be grateful for everything you have right now, yes. But positive thinking, a big part of it is not told to many people, which is thinking of your future you want to see. Because you don't want to see any bad things, right? Yes, I know the mind goes straight away, but they will be happening anyway, because that's life, right? Yes, it is. Focus on the good, right? You don't entertain the thoughts that you don't want to see in your life. This is good. Of course, speaking of doing things, you have to choose your strategy. You have to choose your strategy. Every strategy will work if you work it, right? So I've been there. I've purchased very expensive strategies and didn't work for me. And I was watching people succeeded, making millions. I was like, why it doesn't work for me? Why it doesn't work for me? Because my mind that time wasn't in the right place. Success, your success is 5% strategy, 95 mindset. Because if you believe, if you think it will work, it will work. If you think you won't. So the same strategy, two people use it, one succeeding, why not? What's the difference? The same actions. The spirit behind this, the thoughts behind it, the emotions behind it. If you come into the business thinking, I might fail, good luck. I help you to do not, but you need to be willing. That's another thing, willing to change. Willing to change. And if something doesn't work for you, try it for long enough and then change it. Don't cry over it. Don't cry, no point. Okay, so first step, vision. Second one is the clarity. And third one, action. But those two, vision, the right vision, right? Not the vision of failure, vision of what you love. Now, you will not create a vision if your mind is running around. You will not create a vision if you allow an outside circumstances telling you, gym every corner, you won't succeed. You won't create success if you allow the outside circumstances to get into your head. Create your own vision. Mute your senses, I say, and use your tools that you have in your mind. Intuition, imagination, memory, perception, and reasoning. Ability to think. Guys, who is willing to think? Not easy thing. A friend of mine, she owns her own business, actually shop, and she said to me when I was on my mindset thing, right? She said, geez, I would prefer to work physically 5 hours in the shop than listen and think of that for 2 hours. I was like, I know, it's not easy. It's not easy, guys, but get yourself out of comfort zone and start thinking. Now I have a couple more minutes. You tell me, is there anything else you would like to and have an answer to? No. Guys, you were amazing. Thank you so much for being so open, so honest. And if you ever, that's my, I was gonna say the one missing piece, right? That I miss it for a long time, yes. And you know what? As simple as it was the action piece. I was, as I said, I've trained myself when I was 31, I believe, as a yoga teacher. I got into the meditation and all that stuff. Then I become fitness trainer. Fitness trainer first, actually. I was 31, 32, I think, yoga teacher, wherever. But I got really into the meditation, into visualization and all that stuff, onto mindset, beautiful word, when I was watching next video for many years and nothing happened. And I was feeling like, next video is gonna give me the answer. It didn't. The answer was to move my body, right? But I wasn't moving. Why I wasn't moving? Even that I was thinking positively and I was listening to everything. I didn't have a clarity. What I really want. I want good life. Now I can say I want to do anything I want, anytime I want, right? That was me then. Now I know what I want to do and when I want to do. If you ask me, I know everything. I know what I want to do tomorrow. And I'm a very spontaneous person. So believe me, it wasn't easy for me to create that life when I know what I want to do tomorrow. But it's needed because only then you will be given your intuition hits, and trust it, go with it. If you feel need of calling your friend that you haven't spoke for 20 years, call him, call her, because they might need you. How many times you had that hit that, or they might show up in your life again because they need it. But if you want, listen to your intuition, nothing will happen. How many times you had that? It's like, Jesus, I was thinking of you, you're just calling me, right? The signal was sent. That person had an intuitive hit that she needs to ring you because you need her. Because you were thinking of her. Use yours. Guys, thank you so much. If you have no questions, I really appreciate your presence. I hope Sunday goes well for you. I hope you have it planned. And I will send you the recordings. And if you would like any advice, any help, I'm happy to hop in on a quick call with you, have a chat, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I can move you forward a little bit faster one-on-one. I'm happy to do that for absolutely free, of course, for you guys, if you're willing to succeed, really. If you're willing to succeed, because success takes courage. That was my limiting belief as well. I can't succeed because people will talk about me, because they will say that I'm doing it only for money. That was my bad belief. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate your presence. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Anna.
Anya.